Is this working? Can you guys hear me? How's everyone doing today? Just got to take care of a few things before we get started. Let's see, I guess that's not going to focus. I got to do some syncing stuff so you guys get to see a little behind the scenes stuff. RTX 3060 live stream, slating in. Get the coloring done. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to the live stream. Today we're going to be talking about the RTX 3060. There's been a lot of questions about lately on how to mine on it and what you can and can't do with it. By the way, guys, if the music is too loud or if I'm hard to hear, just let me know. I can always adjust that for you guys. So what we have here today, this is actually a 1200 LGA 1200 socket. So this is the newest socket available from Intel. It is a Core, I believe it's a Core i3. I got to double check, and it's only got 8 gigs of RAM. It's just a mini RTX motherboard. We got a little riser cable that allows the GPU to be vertically mounted, and we got our EVGA 850 watt power supply. Now the way things are going to work today, my top camera is not connected. I just didn't have enough time to get that set up properly. So what you're going to see is the desktop for this computer, and you're going to see me, but you won't be able to see a top view of what I'm doing. So I do apologize for that, but I need more inputs on my capture card. So I actually ordered a Elgato Camlink 4K Pro, which allows up to 4K 30 FPS streams. So I'm gonna get one of those. All right, so I'm just gonna check out the live chat real quick. I'm just gonna do a roll call, say hello to everyone that is joining us here on this wonderful live stream. Let's see, we got, oh, 56 is here. Hey, man. I noticed you've been chatting away. I'm so sorry that I haven't been available or on this stream up until now. Real quick, guys, just let me know in chat. Is my audio good? Is my music okay? Is it too loud? Let me know, okay? So we got 56. Oh, /CC is here. How you doing, man? You're always here on my streams. Love you, man. Thank you for being here. 56. I just want to say that ramen noodle PC is amazing, and I am glad you're here. You are a real awesome follower, both here and on other YouTube channels. Mastermind Crypto is here. Awesome. Mastermind is also part of the Misfit Mining Discord. He is there too. He does a lot of work there, which I can't talk about, but he is an awesome guy. Hazen Salazdays. Sorry, I'm going to butcher some names here, guys. Sorry. Hello to you, the hobbyist miner. How you doing, man? Welcome. I'm actually gonna give you a shout out a little later about some of the information you gave me. So thanks for being by here, at least saying hi. Great Baldini. Great Baldini's here. He is the creator of the Misfit Mining GPU hangers. I don't have any on me at the moment, but they are a great alternative to getting a really expensive mining rig or a Veta frame. Come check it out. It is in our Discord. That's the only way you could get it at the moment. Let's see who else is here. Pocket Change is here. Whoa, Pocket Change, how you doing? I don't think I've seen you this early in the stream before. Welcome to the stream. Pocket Change is Chum Change's better half. She is here, so that is awesome. Oh yeah, guys, by the way, I am TekShinji. I am not Chum Change. I know it gets kind of confusing, but Chum Change does not look anything like me. He's much more handsome. I've seen him. All right, guys. Let's see who else is here. Matt Electron Engineering. Awesome. Hey, thanks for joining the live stream. Appreciate you being here, man. I really do. Awesome, man. He's a really smart cookie, man. He also has a channel, guys. Go check him out. He's got a lot of cool stuff. I am leaving no top-down view. Oh, obvious miner. I am so sorry, man. Yeah. I need to get another I need to get a 4-port capture card and longer HDMI cables. Everything is actually jerry-rigged. There actually is a camera right here, but I just do not have enough connection points to it to get it all set up. John Garman, howdy, he says, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for being here. Sandman, welcome to the stream. By the way, guys, I mostly know our fellow community members and whatnot by your Discord handles. So if your YouTube handle is something different and I don't recognize you, just let me know. All right, guys, so I'm going to show you guys what we're dealing with here. Don't get scared, all right? But this is how it's going to look. It says no signal. That's because this computer's not on yet. And I'm going to show you how this computer is set up real quick. So I'm just going to give it a little turn on, and you guys should be able to see the signal. Yep, it's an Acer Rock motherboard. Yep, I hope that's coming through. You should see it starting up and all that good stuff. And we're just gonna, okay, yep, it's working. It got a little funny there at the moment. So, in order to mine on a RTX 3060, right? So, NVIDIA has actually implemented a Ethereum hash rate limiter. Now, at this time, the limiter is only for Ethereum and no other coins. So, if you guys are lucky enough to get one of these cards, this is a EVG RTX 3060 XC. This is the better one with the really nice backplate on it. If you are lucky enough to get one of these cards, all right, don't fret because you can still unlock the full 46 to 50 hash rate. You can still do that. The way you do it is you need something, where did I put it? I just had it with me. It was a good prop. All right, I guess it went away. So what you need is the 470.05 developer driver. I can't really tell you where to get it because the sources where they come from may not be legitimate, but just make sure that you get it from a legitimate source, either someone you know on Discord or a place that is safe. Don't just go out and get it because, you know, in the crypto universe, a lot of times things are scams. So just be careful about that. So you need that driver, and the card itself actually needs to be connected to a display. So what I have right here, again, I'm sorry I don't have a top camera, but what this is in my hand is actually not a headless HDMI connector. This is a headless DisplayPort connector, and that's right, folks. It also works with a DisplayPort connection. So you can either use a headless HDMI or headless DisplayPort connector, put it in the card, and then you can mine with it not connected to any monitors. You might be asking, here, let me transition real quick, how can you see the desktop? Well, that's because right here, see this gray cable? I am connected to the motherboard's video output. I did set it up in the BIOS of the motherboard to allow for video output on the motherboard even when a GPU is installed. I'm going to show you what happens when you install a GPU without any displays attached. We do have the correct driver because you can't mine with you can't unlock the full hash rate on Ethereum without that driver. So I'm going to show you what happens when you try to mine on a 3060 without that. I only have one monitor here, so I got to switch back and forth. Let me check the live chat and make sure there's nothing I missed. Yes, Mastermind Crypto. Yes, please hit the like, guys. Hit the like. We got 13 likes and up to like 16 people watching. So let's hit that like button, guys. John Garman, howdy, man. How you doing? All right. So we're gonna go back. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shut down this computer. And actually, let me get myself out of the way here. I'm like doing dual mouses. This is great. Here, let me get myself out of the way here and turn this computer off. And then I'll put myself back. Actually, I'll put myself in the other corner. And as you can see, the computer just turned off. See, the fan just stopped spinning. All right, so this computer is now fully off. And this part's pretty simple. We're just gonna install a graphics card. If you guys want me to make like a basics video of how to make a computer or whatever, just let me know. I could definitely do that. It's just, there are a dime a dozen out there, and I don't really think that I can do anything different that would make people want to watch it. So what you might be asking how the card's going in like this. That's because this has a special riser cable right here. I know it's kind of hard to see. What this allows is the video card to be mounted vertically. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and install that. All right, get that right in there. And then we're going to put our screws in because you don't want to leave your video card loose. Especially these things are like, I don't even know how much these things cost right now. What? couple of $100. I mean, they retail for $390 or something like that. I know that's what I paid because I actually stood in line 12 hours to get this dang card. Man, by the way, guys, if you guys want to know how to get a video card, I do have a video on my channel that shows the processes I used to get all these video cards right here. So, oh, actually, before we do this, I almost forgot. I need to show you guys what happens when you try to mine on this thing in a normal configuration as with a mining rig. Now, there's three things. So you need to have it connected to a monitor or a headless output. You need that special driver. Actually, it's four things, my bad. You need that special driver, and this connection right here needs to be on a full 16 or 8x electrically connected PCIe slot. It cannot be a riser. I will show you what happens when we use a riser. I have one right here. This is from gpurisers.com. Go ahead and check them out. They make some of the best risers. Yeah, they do cost a little more, but in my opinion, they are very high quality and their customer service is really great. So make sure you go check them out, guys. Full disclosure, they did sponsor one of the videos on this channel. You guys should also check that out. It is pretty cool. I did an unboxing of their risers, showed you exactly how they came in the mail and all that good stuff. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to remove this riser cable. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave the riser cable in. We're gonna tempt fate here. I'm going to put the USB connection into the riser cable on the thing right there, and we're gonna have some fun. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun. See what happens if we do it this way. Okay, so this is, yep. This will be for the power. I'm plugging in the PCIe power, and then I'm gonna plug this into the card here. Okay, and then I'm going to plug this 8-pin into the card so the card has power. And this is going to be kind of jank because it's just going to be hanging right here. But for our purposes, this is exactly okay. I mean, I'm actually weathering it's okay. Yeah, I guess that'll be okay-ish. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. All right, right now I'm plugging in the USB data cable for the riser. All right, that's all in, and I'm gonna switch the view so you guys can see, and we're gonna turn this baby on. See the fan spinning? That's a good sign. Always a good sign. Fans are spinning. Usually when the fans stop, it means, not on all computers, but on most computers, it means that it successfully handshaked and that it is getting a signal. So, looks like we are starting up just fine here. All right, so if we go into our, actually we can't do that. That's one thing I didn't really think about. All right, so we got Phoenix Miner 5.5C installed. I know 5.6B or something like that just came out, but I have not got around to installing that yet, so I do apologize for that. So what we're gonna do here, let me get my other mouse and make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Yep, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and start Phoenix Miner. And I'm gonna run it as administrator because I have not appropriately programmed this one yet. So what happens when you run it as administrator, it allows you to run your batch file commands about your overclocks and all that. I already got that plugged in. So while that's running, you guys can see it. I'm gonna go check the live chat, see what's going on in the live chat here. I linked the driver on my video. Oh yeah, HiveOS Miner. So HiveOS Miner apparently has linked the driver on his video, which is great. Thank you so much, HiveOS Miner. Don't let NVIDIA find out because the guys in the, in the black vans might pull up to your house and you might disappear. So just don't let them know, all right? It's our own secret, guys. Don't tell NVIDIA, okay? No matter how much they pay you, don't tell them. All right, so... Oh, yeah, 56. No, I got a green desktop color. So on all of my computers, I have a different desktop color. That way, when I remote into it, no matter what, I remember what computer they are. That way, I'm not confused. LOL man 2110. Did you get that from the EVGA queue? I don't know if this is old because I already explained, but I stood in line for 12 hours to get this dang card. I literally went to my micro center, my local micro center. I got there at like, what was it? Yeah, 10 o'clock the night before when they closed, and I got in line. It was below freezing. It was cold because I got this in February, all right? It was dang cold. I'll tell you that. I was bundled up. It was cold. It was below freezing. It was 22 degrees, and it was windy. It was really cold. But I did get it. That's how I got it. I didn't get through the EVGA queue. I did hear that the EVGA queue on day 1 for this card right here did finally catch up to today, or this week actually, so you might be in luck if you are in that queue. Let's see, 56 is asking, is that a P3 or a P5 case? So this actually is, this is a P1. This is not, I have a P5, P3 right over there. This is their smallest mini ITX case. The reason I got this is my test bench. I just test things on here. And it's not really a mining rig. I do put cards in here long-term for long-term testing, just to, you know, make sure everything works. But it's just a test bench. It's not my daily driver. My daily driver is in a version of this case though. Chump Change is asking, what the father? I don't know what that's about, but all right. You're gonna have to. I just got here. Didn't even know he was live. Oh. Well, you know, Chump Change, if you, you know, I do schedule my live streams ahead of time, so just saying, you would have known about it when the ping went off in the Discord, but, you know, it's all right, it's all right. I know we're all busy, we're all content creators, and it's really hard to sit down and watch people's videos. I try to watch all my wonderful YouTube content creators' videos during lunch and whatnot, especially those that are in our Discord. Hey Taines, welcome to the live stream, man. Thanks for being here. You're an awesome guy. Not a great poker player, but you're an awesome guy. Just joking, man. We love you. We love you. Mastermind Crypto says, NVIDIA offered me a graphics card in exchange for information regarding the whereabouts of a dev driver. Stay strong. Stay strong. Well, you know, when the money truck backs up to your house, just give me a call and I'll take care of it, all right? I'll take care of it. Taines, gotta love those flowing locks of hair. Oh, you mean these wonderful locks? I should actually be careful because there's a bunch of fans right here. I have gotten my hair cut in the fans and it's not fun. Trust me, especially when it gets too tangled. Azen Tavers, how often do you change out the fluid on your water-cooled mining rig? Oh, so I'm kind of a neat freak when it comes to that type of stuff. I actually change out my fluid. So when I'm just running distilled water as a test, I change that out once a month, no matter what. But when I have my dielectric coolant in there, do I have any with me actually? I want to show you guys. Here, I know this is a little bit of a deviation, but let me get that coolant. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. It's really, really good stuff. Do I not have it here? Yeah, you see, I did all this work and okay, you know what? It's not here. Is it here? Yeah, it's here somewhere. Okay, you know what? I can't find it at the moment. I thought it was right there. I got something better though I can show you. So let me put this light back. So this right here, guys, this is from Mayhem's. This is what we call ultra pure water. So you might be asking, okay, TekShinji, why the heck would you just buy ultra pure water when you could just go to the store and buy distilled water for like 99 cents? Why would you pay $10 or whatever this costs for ultra pure water? Well, so even distilled water still has trace elements and trace items in there because it has not gone through a scientific or higher end distilling and filtering process, all right? So ultra pure water literally has nothing in it. And in fact, if you drink it, it's kind of weird because when you drink water with absolutely nothing in it, completely devoid of all minerals and things, you just have the texture and the temperature of water in your mouth. You don't actually taste it. It's not a pleasant experience. It's as if I was like doing this to you, but you don't see me doing it. It's just happening. It's really awkward. So I do use ultra pure water in my mining rigs. I've always had really good luck with it. Some people might say that it's not good for whatever reason, but I mean, I've always had good experience with it. Yeah, it costs like 10 times more. It's very expensive, but I never had a problem. Anyways, when I'm running my rigs long term, what I use is dielectric, electrically insulative coolant. So on the newer type of pumps, they actually have a conductivity sensor that checks the conductivity of the coolant. And when that conductivity goes too high is when you know how to change the coolant. So when you use insulative coolant, it allows it to stay in there longer, essentially, because it picks up little metals and stuff and it becomes conductive over time. Let me just take a look at the live chat here. Sorry about that side quest. I know that was a big talk about water. I just love technology and science and liquid cooling and all that. Let me see here. Yep, so yeah, 56. This is the smaller case. Yeah, so this is the smallest thermal take, this style case. It's the smallest version. I'm sorry, guys. I just realized I am in the mini view. So real quick, you guys can see it is running at 26 mega hash. So I'm just gonna, don't worry, I'm not turning off the computer. I'm just changing back to full screen here of me. So that way you guys can see me more clearly. Okay, so yeah, so this is the smaller version of the case. Gamers World, oh hey man, welcome to the live stream. I think I've seen you before actually. I think you've commented on one of my videos or something. I think I've seen you before. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Pocket Change says, are you being passive aggressive again? Okay, so we have places where we talk in Discord where not everyone can see, and I made a joke that I do everything passive aggressively because that's the best way to do it. That's not what I do. If I do that, that's might be a thing I do not on exactly purpose but subconsciously. So no, I'm not being passive aggressive. I don't think I am. Blow up the camera so you're bigger. TekShinji. I wonder if that's a late chat because I think I switched the view. Yep, that's from Chum Change. Don't make me take time out of you, Great Baldini. Oh, Max Voltage is here. Oh, hey, Max Voltage, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, if you guys don't know, he does also have a YouTube channel. He's a one smart cookie. He does like all the really boring stuff that nobody else really wants to do. He's like the gamer's nexus of like crypto like related like minutia. He like goes through all of that and analyzes it and breaks it down for us. He's really good at that. Like, I don't know, I would fall asleep reading all those documents and looking through all that stuff. So I really appreciate him. Aban's production. Hey man, welcome to the live stream. I've seen you ever since my first video, I think. I've seen you for quite a while. So thank you for being a loyal viewer of the stream and the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream, man. Let's see, just making sure. Yep, I'm caught up. Yeah, Chum Change. I think you were asking about whether if I could blow it up earlier, right? I'm hoping, because that's what I did. All right, guys, so let's get back to the computer here. So let me actually make myself bigger so you guys can see, because I want to make sure y'all can see me. So let me actually adjust the frame a little bit. So let's see here. Oh, that's right. I can't adjust the frame. I got to be on the other computer. So I'll just do that. There. Okay, and here's the other mouse because I'm doing this dang dual mouse thing. So as you can see, guys, we're only getting what, 26 mega hash here? Let me switch to larger. Yeah, so we're getting 26 mega hash, which that's not cool. And by the way, we're currently taking 137 watts. This is from the wall, which, you know, that's pretty good efficiency-wise. But for 26 mega hash, what is this? A GTX 980 or something? This is pretty horrible, right? So I'm going to show you what happens as soon as we plug something into the GPU here. So this is a headless DisplayPort connector. I'm just going to plug that into here. That way it is plugged in. And let's see what happens. So give it a couple of seconds. Let me prove that that thing is working by going to display settings. And yep, you see there's 2 displays detected. And look, the hash rate didn't improve. Ah, that's because it needs to also be plugged into a 16x slot. So let's shut down the computer and do that again. And while this computer is turning off, I'm going to explain to you guys why and how you know if it is the correct electrically 16x slot. Okay, let me just check the live chat real quick because I'm about to blab a whole bunch. Mad Electron Engineering, where's the fire extinguisher? Oh, so as with fire safety, you never have the fire extinguisher close to the ignition source. You always have it by like a door or outside the room. So it is actually outside this room in a safe area. That way, if there was a fire, the fire is not preventing me from getting the fire extinguisher. It is in a proper safe place outside the studio. Or at the entrance to the studio, more accurately. Let's see, what else is here? You should watch the live stream feed, not the YouTube stream, so the chat isn't so delayed. Oh yeah, so I'm actually looking at the live stream thing. It's just I'm unable to watch both at the same time while I'm doing stuff because I'm actually using two computers. So I'm using my main desktop to stream, and I'm using like a backwards connection. So this is feeding a video signal into one of the cam links, and that signal's feeding back out to here, but it's not feeding to this monitor. This monitor is actually connected to my desktop, not to this computer. So I'm actually watching this computer through OBS. There's no direct visual from here other than in OBS. Can you call me Cedric? Says Abrams Productions. Yeah, I follow you since a while, since you share the same Facebook groups when it comes to PC computer building. Oh yeah, that's right. Did I meet you there? I'm trying to remember where I met you. Yeah. All right, Cedric, I'll try to remember that. I love that name, by the way. Oh, hey, Charles Fowley. I think, yeah, you're Silver Zip, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're Silver Zip in our Discord. Thanks for coming to the live stream, man. Thanks for joining. John Garma. Now we're getting to the good part. Yes, we are getting to the good part. So let's get to the good part, shall we? All right, guys. So as I said, we're going to talk about what makes a 16x slot a 16x slot. So what I'm doing right now is just disconnecting the GPU from the system. This isn't coming off. That's because I'm being an idiot and I got to push this down. All right. I just broke it, so don't worry about it. I ripped it off, so don't worry about that. I didn't hurt the GPU or anything. I would never do that. You guys know that. I don't throw things on the stream. What do you think I am, Linus? I don't do that. So let me explain to you what a 16x slot is. So this, my friends, is what appears to be, here, let me do that. This appears to be a 16x slot, right? But it is actually not, okay? So if you look at the back, I'm gonna peel the back of this off. Don't do this, guys, because you wanna keep this electrically protected. You don't want any type of shorts to happen. So I know it's hard to see, but what you're looking at is the traces going this way, all right? So you can kind of see it. You see those solder points? That's all for pins and whatnot to hold the slot bracket in. But if you look really carefully, there's only a 1x trace connection, okay? There isn't a full 16 lanes on the PCIe because when it comes to mining, think about GPUs as a remote working agent, okay? You go to this warehouse, you give them files, they do all the work, then you pick up the files and you go back. You don't need a fat 16-lane conveyor belt from the warehouse to your main facility. You just need a driver to go to the warehouse, pick up the stuff, and come to your main facility. That, in a sense, is exactly what a riser does. It rises it off the motherboard and allows for a 1x slot, 1x PCIe connection. Because of that, NVIDIA has, in their wisdom, made it so if it detects a 1x or if it detects anything less than 8x, that it will half the hash rate. So that is why you cannot use a riser, at least that type of riser. Now, remember, this already has a riser on it, okay? That's why I use this case. This, my friends, is, you know, a riser. This ribbon cable right here. This is what we call a full 16x riser. You can tell because it's electrically connected on all 16 lanes, all right? So I'm gonna plug this back into the motherboard. Yep, okay, we're in there. So you'll need one of those if you want to rise the graphics card off the motherboard for it to achieve full hash rate. At least that's part of it, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and install our GPU into the system here. Now that we demonstrated what happens when you try to mine on a 1x connection, which is a GPU riser, our traditional GPU riser. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this GPU installed here real quick. And then I'm gonna check the live chat real quick, and then we'll move on with this computer here. All right, so we just installed the PCIe bracket for the GPU. We got this fully installed, and let me actually connect the power, because I've done that before where I've forgotten this and it says please connect the 16x the PCIe power. All right, so that's connected, that's good. All right, let me go back to the live chat real quick. See what's going on here. Wow, you guys are talking a lot. This is great. Let me go back to where I left off. Chump Change says max voltage. Take off that hat. Oh yeah, the hat. I got a haircut today. No hat. Okay, great. Let's see here. Cedric says, Chump Change, beautiful arm. Yes, Chump Change has the most attractive arms. Okay, I think I might have gotten in trouble in one of my videos for being a little bit too suggestive, so I gotta tone it down a little bit. Sorry guys. Maybe I'll start a private members only stream or something, who knows. Let's see. Should watch. Chump Change says, gross, no. 80 watts on mine now with that absolute core clock. Oh yeah, so that was at the wall, and I haven't applied absolute core clock yet, so that'll definitely improve. Let's see. Cedric, yep. Okay, so I caught up with the ones I missed. Danny Day says, greetings from Indonesia. Oh man, what time is it over there, man? Aren't you guys like supposed to be like, oh wait, no, it's probably morning over there. Yeah, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. You guys, Cedric says, you guys in North America are stealing all the GPUs, especially Chump Change. Leave some for the people like me. Just kidding. We have a lot here in Thailand, but shops all became scalpers, sadly. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it is what it is, guys. And like I said, if you are trying to get a GPU and you want some advice or some tips, I do have a video on my channel. Go check it out. You can't miss it. It's got like 50,000 plus views on it. It's the biggest video. Everyone and their mother is watching that video. I don't know why. Oh, Chump Change donated a noob sticker. It's funny. It looks like a controller noob. It's $4.99. Thanks for the donation, Chump Change. I really do appreciate it. Yes, you know what, guys? I was a noob, and I still am. You see, the more I learn, the more I realize that I don't know. The process of learning is knowing that you can never learn everything, okay? Being open-minded and learning and accepting new things is how you learn. That is why I will never mine on HiveOS, because exactly what I said is a contrary point, right? Just joking. I'll probably eventually move over to HiveOS eventually. Hobbyist Miner says, I know a guy that made the 16x slot 2.0 mistake. Oh yeah. So that might cause a problem. We'll talk about that in a moment. What? Cedric equals Silver Zip? No, CC. Cedric, so Abrams Productions, he asked me to call him Cedric from now on, so that's what I'm doing. Silver Zip, I believe, is Charles Fowley. Yeah, he just said that, yep. He's Silver Zip. So Cedric says, yeah, we came across each other on EKWE Facebook group when you shared your insane water-cooled mining rig last year. Oh yeah, okay. I kind of remember now. Yeah, that's where we met. See, it's understanding it because most people think their primary slot will be at least 8x. So yeah, I guess I could go over that. On a normal ATX motherboard, full-size motherboard, actually, let me turn this on while we are talking. Transition to the half scene so you guys could see the computer start up, which I never done before. I love being able to see a computer start up, so that's pretty cool. So, what was this saying? Oh yeah, so on a regular standard ATX motherboard, it has more PCIe slots on it. This only has one because it's a mini ITX. It's very small. The first one closest to the CPU is usually the full 16x electrically connected slot directly to the CPU. Usually, okay? Check your motherboard manual, but almost always the one closest to the CPU is the full 16x. That's the one you want to plug your 3090 Kingpin Hydro Copper in, okay? Because I know everyone has one of those. That's where you want to plug that in. The slot after that is an 8x, and the slot after that is usually a 8x or a 4x on a standard platform motherboard. If you're using like something like a high-end motherboard, it might be a little bit, you might have more 16x slots. Okay. Tane said the stream for fans only. Cool. Yeah, yes, a stream for fans only. Not only fans, because that's, I think I might get demonetized or something for saying that. 56 just donated $5 for a whole bunch of steaming ramen noodle bowls. Yeah, man. Hey, you know what? For you, 56, I will do something with ramen one day on stream or in a video or something, just for you, man. I really appreciate the donation. I really do, man. Let's see here. HiveOS is definitely for noobs. I'm mining on Linux Ubuntu and GUI Linux Debian. Command line for the win, TekShinji. Ah, that's awesome, Cedric. Man, that's cool. Yeah, I use Windows because I'm familiar with it, and I could do command line things, which I'll show you guys. I'll hint on a little bit. I'm going to make a whole video about that. I'm going to hint on that tonight. All right, so let's go back to the computer, shall we? All right, so you guys can see the computer. So let's open up Phoenix Miner here. All right, so, oh, sorry, other mouse. So let me open up Phoenix Miner here, and let's go ahead and start this. See what happens. So while that's going, I'm going to talk about the other settings. So some people, they get the card, they do everything appropriately, yet it still runs at half hash rate. Now, I was talking with HiveOS Miner. He's a great guy. He has a great channel. Go check him out, guys. And we were talking back and forth because he had a similar issue. I think he actually had the same card, if I remember correctly. He put in the dummy connector, he put in a 16x slot, he got the right driver, but it's still hashed at half rate. Now, you might be wondering, why did it do that? He did everything right. Well, there was one thing that he had to change. So for some reason, I don't have to change it on this computer because this is running at 3x, but he changed his PCIe Gen to Gen 2, which if I remember correctly, that's what you did. Correct me if I'm wrong, HiveOS Miner. If you're still here, let me know in live chat. But he changed it to Gen 2 on the PCIe connection, so that's what fixed it for him. Now let's take a look at our program here. So let's see. Oh, hey, we're still running at half hash rate. What gives, man? Oh, you know why? It's because I haven't plugged in the headless adapter yet. Remember, we're plugged into here. Let me change here. Remember, we're plugged into the motherboard, right? So it's not detecting anything on the GPU right here. So what I'm going to do is plug in my headless adapter here, and we'll see what happens to the hash rate. So remember, this is a DisplayPort headless adapter. You do not need an HDMI specific one. It will work with a DisplayPort one because I've already tested it prior to this. So let's go back to our video feed here and let's see what's happening to Phoenix Miner. So we just plugged that in, and now we are slowly but surely creeping up. We are currently at 30 mega hash, 40 mega hash, 49 mega hash. So we're pretty much there. We're at full hash rate at this point. Currently taking 140 watts from the wall. Okay, guys, from the wall. So remember, the system takes about 50 watts or so. I actually should have done a test without the GPU to show you guys, but it does take about 50 watts. We are currently pulling about 140 watts from the wall, and we're doing 50 mega hash. So in software, it's saying the card's taking 110 watts. And if I did that absolute core frequency thing, that might lower it even more according to chump change. So that would be pretty cool. So we have full hash rate, okay? We got a 16x connection. We got a headless connector or a display, whatever, plugged into the GPU. And we got the special NVIDIA driver. Let me put this back here. We got the special NVIDIA driver, right? Oh, sorry. Wrong mouse. Special NVIDIA driver right here, which is the 470.05 game ready driver. This is kind of like the developer's driver, if I remember correctly. This is the secret sauce, right? This is the accidental release. Believe it or if you want. I don't know. I think they might have, hey, you know, 3060 sales aren't flying off the shelf as fast as we like them, you know. Yeah, so like we need these things to like, you know, we need these things to like fly just like that. So you know, let's accidentally leak this driver, then you know people will start buying them even faster and prices will go up, which is what we want, you know. All speculation, of course, unconfirmed information, just my opinion. But you know, I think sometimes NVIDIA might be playing a game, just like with their mining cards. I mean, obviously they're making that and nerfing these because they want a disposable product. It's pretty obvious. All right, so while that's going in the background, I'm going to switch to the live chat and see what's going on here. Tane says, or water-cooled Aorus 3090. Yeah, oh man, I want a water-cooled 3090 so bad. I can make one right now, but I'm not gonna. It's I need like more radiator space before I do that. So I gotta buy my. It actually looks just like this, but bigger. It's about this much bigger if this was a corner, and it's all radiator. It's 33 square feet of fins. Okay, it is massive heat dissipation. It's really awesome. Let's see here. Hobbyist Miner, motherboard only supporter 2.0 was an older motherboard. I put it in the gaming rig and it hashed correctly. Yeah, okay. Someone didn't watch my follow-up video, defriended. What? Uh-oh, you had a follow-up video. That's right. Oh, damn it. I was supposed to watch it. Sorry, Hobbyist Miner. My bad, man. I will watch it after this stream, I promise. Silver Zip or Charles Foley says, I think it's so weird. Why does this with the dummy plug? Okay, so the theory from NVIDIA is to make it harder to mine on. So I'm just going to go into a little spew here, all right? So mining and miners are not bad for NVIDIA, okay? Let me repeat that. Cryptocurrency and mining is not bad for NVIDIA. In fact, what happens when the crypto price goes up? NVIDIA makes more money. And guess what NVIDIA likes? What do you guys think? They love cookies. No, I'm just joking. They love money, okay? NVIDIA is inherently designed to create profit, okay? They are a profit-creating entity like any other business. And if they can make profit, right, as long as it's not illegal, they will do it, okay? Even if it is illegal, as long as their lawyers say it isn't and they can fight it, they will do it. So NVIDIA wants people to buy their GPUs, right? Okay, but in 2017, crypto price went really high, okay? Then in 2018, it crashed, okay? And then all the 1000 series cards flooded back onto the market, okay? I remember you can get a 1060 6 gigabyte for like 80 bucks on eBay used, okay? That is just insane. That's because they all flooded the market when everyone FOMO'd out because crypto, I mean, Ethereum was at like $187 or something. I mean, yeah, that was only 3 years ago, guys. So when that happened, all these cards flooded the market and NVIDIA's like, oh, hey, you know, yeah, so I noticed that people aren't buying the 2000 series. Well, first of all, the 2000 series wasn't really that great of an improvement, unlike the 3000 series. But not only that, there was a whole bunch of 1000 series cards flooding the market and saturating it. So people weren't really as inclined to buy the newest card. When NVIDIA makes the crypto mining card, it does not have video outputs and it does not have the onboard silicon to support that. Well, at least not directly. So when they release those mining cards and the price crashes again, guess what's going to happen to those? E-waste. They're going to get tossed. They're going to get thrown away. And guess what happens when you throw away a GPU? It's not there anymore. You got to buy a new one, right? And that is exactly what they're doing, guys. Call it a conspiracy theory or whatever. Let me find my tinfoil hat. That's exactly what, in my opinion, that they're doing. I mean, it's not illegal, I guess. It's not really that great for the environment and all that stuff. But, I mean, I think it's kind of anti-consumer because why not just make a bunch of gaming graphics cards and let people do what they want with it, all right? They've already given you money, okay? What I do with this card is my own business, okay? You can't control what I do with it. I already paid for it. That's at least my opinion, all right? So let me check the live chat real quick. Yeah, Cedric, definitely NVIDIA did that on purpose. You are a very wise man. Oh, that's so kind of you, man. That's so kind. That's so very, very kind of you. Tane says you fixed your overheating problem. That's awesome, bro. I think you got more radiator space, right? Oh, Jay McDermott is here. Hey, how you doing, man? Welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you being here. Mastermind Crypto says, love leather jackets. Oh, money, right? Yeah. Mr. Jensing, the CEO of NVIDIA, he loves his leather jackets, if anyone knows. TekShinji Chumchange says, TekShinji, you're a very nice speaker. And he sent an emoji with like, that kind of looks like a disguise mask, you know, the fake mustache and glasses and nose. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Tane says, Linus did a video on that also saying the same thing. Yeah, he actually did. And I mean, I said it first. Of course, you could check any of our live streams if it came out before that, just saying. But yes, he did also mention that as well. All right, so let's go back to the computer real quick. All right, so we are doing about 49 mega hash at 140 watts at the wall. In software, it is saying it is taking 110 watts, all right? And it's, I mean, it's working pretty well. So this is what, if you're getting this is pretty darn close to what you guys will normally have. So let me show you, because you notice I don't have no MSI after, sorry, wrong mouse. I don't have no MSI Afterburner open or anything like that, if you guys noticed here. Let me try to move myself a little bit. Yeah, you see, there's no MSI Afterburner there or anything open. And, you know, this GPU's basically clocked correctly, right? What gives? So this is the second part of the stream, and then we're just going to go into a Q&A session. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I'm going to show you what I did. And this is just a peek. I'm not going to really go into the details because I'm going to make a full video about that. Make sure you get subscribed, guys, and tell your friends about it if they want to learn how to use Phoenix Miner. All right? So I created a batch file called Start Miner 3060. We're going to go to Edit. Oops. That's not what I want to do. And yeah, whatever. Hold on. I got to move myself. I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah. So I clicked on the wrong thing. Do Edit. There we go. So you can see, let me try to shrink this down so I can see what is going on, because I don't really have the most resolution here. Okay, yep. So I already have my throwaway wallet address in here. I've been mining on it with some test rigs and whatnot. Let me put myself like right there so you guys can see me. All right, so on the very end here, there you go. You can see I put in mclock. Oh, dang it, it moved again. That's one thing about Notepad, you gotta be careful. So I put in mclock, come on. See right here, I put in mclock 1300 plus, CC clock negative 300, power limit negative 35, and P rate 16. So I'll tell you what this means. These are all batch commands. That means these commands will auto activate as long as it's started in an administrative mode. And I will show you what code you need to put at the front here to start it in administrative mode, which you guys are gonna have to watch the video to do that. So you can see right here, It's M clock plus 1300. So remember, with NVIDIA cards, it's absolute numbers. All right, I'm sorry, non-absolute numbers. You're going off the delta. So it's plus 1300 to the memory clock. I'm sure there you can go higher, whatever. This is something I just threw in here for stability, for long term. Don't want to ever touch this when it's operation. CC clock stands for your core clock. We're doing negative 300, pretty standard for NVIDIA cards, at least the 3000 series. Power limit is negative 35, okay? So that means this thing's power limited to 65%, okay? Not 35%, 65%. It's this number, negative 100, okay? So that means it's power limited to 65%. And P rate is actually just an electrical rate that it'll use to make a calculation. So for example, if I put P rate as, let's see, let's make it $1, you know, because I live in a place that's really, really expensive. So we're gonna go ahead and save that. And then we're gonna start the miner. So you see, starting up, power limited to 65%, all that good stuff. And our, oh wait, oops, sorry, I did this incorrectly. So I'm gonna right click, start as administrator, because I haven't put the code in it yet. So we're gonna start as administrator. We wanna see purple, yep, purple. All right, so you see right here, it's power, cost, and it tells you how much it costs per day, USD per day. It's gonna make that more accurate as it starts up and gets more hash rate. So while that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and check the live chat and see what is going on here. Let's see here. All right, let's take a look here. Cedric asks, Taines, which Linus are we talking about? The real one or the shorter, cheaper one from Canada? That's pretty funny, man. Yeah, the Linus is pretty short. I've seen him in person. This is very impressive at 110 watts. What are your clocks? Yes, those are the clocks I just showed you there. OMG, tell me your secret. Huh? Secret about what? Let me see if I missed something here. Charles Foley, Chum Change XD, LOL for sure. Got some professor in his blood. Don't worry, TekShinji, not a bad thing at all. Oh, that's what you guys are talking about. Professor, not a disguise. Okay. Chum Change says, oh, just the tip. Sorry, guys. Smash the like and subscribe for more. Yeah, that's exactly it, guys. You're going to have to get subscribed and wait for that video to come out. It should be coming out next week, actually. If everything goes according to plan, all right? I might run into some complications. Who's got secrets, says Great Baldini. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself. I was being a random fanboy. Oh, okay. Jay McDerm, TekShinji, you are overclocking the card with MSI Afterburner. No, I am not. Not in this instance. The MSI Afterburner is not open on this instance. Yes, you do like showing the tip. Yeah, I guess. Professor emojis. Max voltage, what is P rate? Yep, I just answered that. Let me know if you're still curious about that. Jay Derman, never mind, just realized, yep. He's more like a nice dad. So, I don't know because I don't have children and I can't say, but I would imagine myself to be very strict, but also very kind. So take that as the way, take that, like I'm not gonna take any crap, but I will reward good work and good behavior and be very nice and spoil my children as, you know, needed. If they, I mean, I don't know. I don't have kids. I'm not married yet. So, let's see. Cedric says, yeah, command line for the win. By the way, what's going on with T-Rex Miner? It's my favorite miner so far for NVIDIA. Did NiceHash playing dirty again with mining software devs? Didn't really want to get into that on this stream, but I'll talk about that. All right, so let me go back to the full screen view so I can go into my little rant here. So, for those of you that don't know, recently, this year, NiceHash pulled a fast one and basically tried to tell people that Phoenix Miner was bad. In fact, Phoenix Miner also got delisted from, where was it? I think it was Mega or something like that, but they were also delisting a whole bunch of other mining softwares. Now, I always tell people when you're suspicious about literally anything, follow the money. Follow the money. Who is making money, okay? For example, you guys are watching this stream. I'm getting, donations. I obviously have an incentive to give you guys great content because of all the money you guys are giving me, right? No? Probably not. I don't know. No, guys, I'm just joking. I am not doing this to make any money. Eventually, I would love to be a full-time content creator, but just not on the cards right now. So I'm doing this because I love doing what I do. Anyways, so follow the money. Now, NiceHash made a statement saying, oh, Phoenix Miner got hacked, all this bad stuff, blah, blah, blah. But hey, use this other thing that we made that we'll get the profits for. Hint, hint. That's their like 3-page thing in a nutshell. And they like hit it behind Hall like, oh, Phoenix Miner is hiding their identity. Well, so the history is a little fuzzy on this, guys, but you remember that miner called Claymore Miner? Yeah, you noticed it stopped getting updated, stopped getting supported. You notice how the developers kind of just disappeared? Well, okay, so this is not confirmed and it's just rumor online, but apparently, allegedly, that their identities may or may not have been revealed or leaked or doxed, and then they disappeared. Okay, so that's kind of scary, guys. I mean, there's probably more truth to it than not. I don't actually know. I don't really care to do that much research. Do your own research when it comes to this, guys. But that is the rumor I've checked out online, and that is what the developer team at Phoenix Miner has said regarding the reason why. Well, at least part of the reason why they don't want to reveal their identities, because it is anonymous. All right. In fact, Phoenix Miner went ahead and did a exact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ethereum transaction from their account to another account and back again to prove that they're still in control of their account that's linked to Phoenix Miner when you get that developer's fee. So you might be asking, why did Mega delist it? Well, we don't really know. They're not going to say, but basically their excuse was that it was like malicious software, but at the same time, a lot of other mining softwares were getting delisted from Mega. Curiously enough, though, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get into legal trouble here, but allegedly, I'm not sure. Maybe NiceHash had a hand in it, saying, hey, GitHub, or hey, Mega, these people might be bad. You should remove them. There's people getting hurt or whatever, or getting their information stolen. Who knows? But it is highly suspicious. Now, that leads into the thing on GitHub with TREX Miner being delisted, being removed from there. Let me just check chat real quick before I go on. Command line for the win. NiceHash playing dirty again. Yep, I'm talking about it right now. Why not add dash hashstats2 on the bat file for using hashing detail in Phoenix? Oh, that is a good idea. I just whipped this batch file up real quick. I should add that later on so you guys can see what I'm doing. It's just another batch command that allows you to see more statistics. So let's see here. Let me just make sure everything is good. I wanted to make sure I'm not down or anything because I haven't seen a chat in a while. Stream is still clean. Everything is active. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Everything's still working. All right. So now we're gonna get into TREX Miner. So recently, TREX Miner was delisted or unlisted, removed, whatever you want to call it. Either way, they're not available on GitHub anymore. Now, so it's the same story, right? Oh, TREX Miner's bad or whatever, oh, we're removing it because it's dangerous. Okay, fine, whatever. Now, the motivation behind this, again, follow the money. I don't know. I haven't done too much research into it, but I wouldn't doubt if, NiceHack was starting to do stuff again. I have no idea, all right, guys? I'm not a really big influencer or a content creator, so hopefully NiceHack doesn't come after me, but when Alchemy from Red Panda Mining RPM server was saying stuff about it, they threatened legal action against Alchemy, all right? So I got to be real careful about that, not because I'm scared of them, but rather they have more resources than me, and it just wouldn't be worth my time to fight it if they tried coming after me. So I got to be careful about my statements with that. I'm trying my best to stick to the facts and letting you guys know when I'm going on my own opinions. Anyways, it is an opinion, but research it on your own, especially if you have questions about it. It would seem that is what happened. I don't know of I don't know of NiceHash's their involvement with T-Rex Miner. I'm not aware of that at this time, but that it does appear to be delisted because it was like dangerous or something like that. All right, let's check the text here. When did this happen, T-Rex? They're still available. They're just delisted from GitHub. Tane says, at least this time NiceHack learned their lesson and didn't go off like they did with Phoenix. You know, NiceHash did some bad things when, you know, they got hacked and a lot of people lost their money. And only after RPM made a video about it did they do something about it. I don't know what to tell you guys, but anyone that takes action after they're threatened instead of before they're threatened doesn't tell me that they're, oh, doing good for the community because, oh, look at what we're doing. Maybe it's like, oh crap, you know, hey, someone's making us look bad and now we got to cover our butt and, you know, do this thing so people still come and give us money. I mean, the greed and the selfishness is just, it boils my blood. Anyways, yeah, so perhaps that is what they did. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it yet. I've been trying to, just like when NiceHash came out with that statement about Phoenix Miner, which was false, by the way. I should have waited like maybe a day or two to analyze it. Instead, I tried to like go ahead of it and like read up on it because it was all developing within like the next 3 days, and then the whole story came out. So I've actually been waiting to look into it. Yeah, past couple of days, Tanes, that's when it happened. Get some water here. All right, so Cedric says, Great Baldini, oh, just this week banned from GitHub, and quickly after posted a blog from NiceHash. So fishy, man. Yeah, fishy as heck, bro. Follow the money, right? Sandman says, so NiceHash is not so nice. No, they're not, in my opinion. Maybe I do believe in second chances and they can change. But after they basically said they're not going to pay people, then they did after someone called them out. And then they did this with Phoenix recently this year. And then they may or may not have done it again with GitHub, with T-Rex. I'm starting to, like, for example, I used to run NiceHash as an automated miner for a test. I have no NiceHash software in this entire studio. It's gone. I took it all away. And honestly, guys, think with your wallets. Think with your literal crypto wallets, all right? I personally don't think they're that great. They take a higher fee, you know, they charge you and all that good stuff. So just run a manual miner, especially with Ethereum. The profits are not as good as they used to be, but they're still pretty darn good. Great Baldini asks, where the heck have I been? Maybe you've been working and like trying to be responsible. Then us idiots like go around being irresponsible and checking the stuff at work and not paying attention. So you're doing good, man. It's just crypto news, you know, just drama that always happens. So Cedric says, I am using it on Linux. Durban, I was just asking me to upgrade for a while. I finally decided to do so. I got the 404 error when I jumped to their GitHub. Red Panda Mining did a video on it. Oh, he actually did a video on it. That's right. Yeah, I actually been trying to catch up with all of his live streams. They're just so long, and I just don't have time to watch them all like at the same time, consistently. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Now we're gonna go into the open question session of the stream. We've been going, you know, how long have we been going here? I'm trying to check here. Where is the timer for our stream? Been going for like what? Oh, over an hour. Yeah, I was trying to keep this at an hour because I don't like having streams that are super long. I don't want people to get bored and leave, especially when, you know, I'm done with my work. So, all right. Oh, the dead wood just showed up. What up, folks? How are y'all tonight? I'm doing pretty good. I'm just getting some anger out of my system about a certain type of automated mining company that may or may not have done bad things to the community. So yeah, guys, in this stream, we just went over how to get full hash rate on the, let me switch view here so you guys can see. We just went over, oh, did something happen? I just lost signal from the computer. All right, give me 1 second. I'll have to fix that in a second here. Yeah, looks like everything's still operational. So let me just unplug this and plug it back in. So I do have some kind of AMD related issue with the cam link, and I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Let me switch to the main view for a moment. Let me, actually, I'm not going to fix that right now. We're just going to have to deal with it for a little bit. But yeah, so that is how you get full hash rate on a EVGA, or I'm sorry, on a 3060 card. Remember, the limiter is not on the card. The limiter is in the drivers. When the drivers detect the ETH hash algorithm, it activates the halving limiter. All right, that's how it works. There's actually nothing on here other than like a firmware or a BIOS that tells the driver what to do. All right, so if there was a real crack, excuse me, if there was a real hack for it, kind of like, remember back in the day, there was this, oh my God, ETH enlargement pill. If there's something like that that can be opened while this is running, that'd be great, because then we can have a full mining rig on risers of these things. That'd be pretty awesome. We don't have to put in these dummy plugs anymore. So just to review, so we put something in the video port on the card itself. It has to be a headless HDMI or DVI connector or a actual monitor. It is in an electrically connected 8x or 16x slot on the motherboard. As you can see, I am using a riser cable. That is a full 16x riser cable, and it is connected correctly. All right, we do have the 470.05 driver, which is what you're gonna need. And on some of these, if you're still not getting the full hash rate, you need to set the PCIe to Gen 2.0. All right, so let me know, guys. Do you guys have any questions, any comments, any things you want to talk about? We're just gonna kind of go into the chill, you know, real chill, no plan, open session part of the stream. Let's see. Cedric is asking, are you going to poo? Chum Chain says maybe. Yeah, I mean, we all poo, right? We all definitely go through the poo-poo. Greg Baldini says he's got to make a doo-doo. And yeah, we all do a doo-doo or a poo-poo sometimes. Let's see. More Owen Green. I am enjoying the channel and the tips. Keep up the good work, man. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it a lot. I really do. Chum Chain says no, because my phone would be coming with. Oh, yeah. I mean, we all take our phones to the bathroom, right? I mean, I'm not the only one that does that, right? I hope. I don't know how to print what Amos bin where bin. Put a popcorn emoji. I like popcorn. I like it a lot, actually. Tane says he has found a old 550 Ti. Wow, that's like a 10-year-old card. That's an old card that I need to try to put to work. Yeah, that's a pretty old card, man. Great Baldini says poor phone. Yeah, just don't drop it in the toilet, okay, guys? Don't drop your cards in. Don't drop your even your cards. Don't drop anything in the toilet that you don't want to fish back out. Deadwood says if you're having a bad day, then feed someone else X-Lax and it will make you feel great again. Don't feed someone else X-Lax. Don't do that without their consent. It's not nice, okay? We don't want to do that to anyone. Silver Zip Charles Foley says, hey Shinji, I want to test a 1 to 4 PCIe adapter on the Asus Z390P motherboard. Do you have any recommendations? If not, what about info on them? Oh, so you're talking about, hold on 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Let me go to my little mining cabinet here. Let me try to get that part. I think I know what you're talking about, actually. Let me see here. My bag of goodies over here. So these are all power cables. My nice white custom cables right there. I think I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Let me see if I can find that darn thing. Where did I put it? Ah, here it is. So SilverZip, tell me, are you talking about one of, hold on here, let me, here we go. One of these things. It's the 1X to 4 PCIe adapter. This is not, I repeat, this is not a USB hub thing for your computer. It is a 1X to 4 PCIe lane splitter, okay? I'm not exactly sure how they work, but by the way, I did heard from another party to make sure you get the ones with the heatsink on it right there, like that right there. Make sure it has that heatsink, otherwise it'll get too hot or it has issues. If Mastermind Crypto is still here, I'm gonna put my RGB back. If Mastermind Crypto is still here, he actually used one of these in a server case and had like 11 cards in it, so they do work. I have not tried this yet myself. I actually do need to check it out. I just not have gotten around to, testing this out. I did order this on Amazon. It took like a month to get here, okay? There's, for some reason, nobody in the US sells these where you can just get it. It takes forever to get these things. So yeah, SilverZip, that's my opinion on that. I have not tested it out fully yet, but Mastermind Crypto did do a thing on it, and it did work for him. CC says, so when will you switch to HiveOS? Give me a date, say no more. How about this? I'll switch to HiveOS when I dang well please. Just joking. I am gonna set up a test rig where I'm gonna be running HiveOS, so because I need to get my feet wet, I need to see how it works and check it out, all that good stuff. It is gonna happen. As for when, I'm just gonna say for now, sometime in the future. Let's see here. Cedric says, absolutely. Some people even bring their mining rig with them into the bathroom. Well, I suppose if it's cold where you live, you can always use a mining rig to heat the place. SilverZip 56 says, when you accidentally wipe with the when you wipe with the phone instead of the TP. Okay, if anyone accidentally wipes with the phone, go check yourself before you'll break yourself. Okay, you need to use your brain. Mastermind Crypto says, dropped a 3090 in the toilet, wiped it off, it's okay, for sale, $14.99. Okay, that's awesome, man. And Holo Bravo says, what is your opinion on the 3090 mining hardware lifespan when running on 96 to 100 memory temp? I'm mining on my gaming rig. So, let's see. So I am actually mining with the one right now. My, excuse me, I've been talking so much lately. I am mining with one on my main mining rig downstairs that is heating my entire house. It's running at about 106 degrees or something insane like that. I personally think it's fine. I mean, yeah, it's not great for it, but it is designed to go up to 110 before it starts thermal throttling. So what is that? 96 to 100? I mean, yeah, it's a little hot. I personally like to see it under 95. That is what they say for long-term operation. I'd probably try to put some air on it or maybe put some heat sinks on the back. By the way, I do have a video on my channel where I investigate the thermals on a 3090, including my my Flare E90. Actually, I have it. Yeah, I have it right here. Actually, this is my Flare E96 thermal camera. I had a different one at the time when I did the thermal investigation on a 3090. By the way, I just want to point out officially, I had a thermal camera and I did an investigation on the 3090 like 2 months before Linus made that video. I just want to put that out there that if you check my channel, you will see it. All right, it was me. I did it first, okay? He did it more in depth and his video was better. Yes, but I was there first, okay? So yeah, go ahead and check that video out and you'll see how I got my temperatures lowered and how I basically got 125 mega hash stable, okay, full time. Go check that out. Let's see here. Mastermind Crypto says, I currently have 2 in use, working without issue, over a week uptime on both rigs. So Mastermind Crypto is talking about this 1x to 4 splitter. So he's saying it works great, no problems. That's awesome. Max Voltage says, I just set my OCs in T-Rex so I don't have to use Afterburner anymore. Thanks for motivating me to make the change. Oh, that's awesome, man. I didn't know you could do that in T-Rex. That's awesome. That's great. Oh no. John Garmin says, missed the 1X slot and let some smoke out of the Ethernet adapter though. Yeah, when that special smoke gets out, electronics stop working, guys. Be careful. Tane says, you'll be surprised how easy HiveOS really is. Well, that might be the case, but I'm seeing an equal amount of people confused about HiveOS and Windows. It just seems HiveOS is more popular these days, but I see people equally as confused as it. And I'm not anyone special, guys. I'm a normal guy just like you, all right? I got a 9-to-5 job. I got a 7 to 4 job, okay? I got all that normal stuff. I'm not that smart. I don't have a doctor's degree. I don't have a PhD or anything. And I don't know, if they're getting confused, I might get confused too. Tane says, memory chips can handle more heat than actual processing chips. Yes, they can. They are designed to run at higher temperature tolerance-wise. Like, I would never, ever let your GPU core go to 95. No, 80 is my limit for that. If it goes past 80, you got a problem. I would not do more than 70 degrees Celsius on the GPU core. That would be my absolute limit for like long-term operation. Ideally 60, 65 or under. So, Mr. Bravo says, yeah, I have watched that. I am just worried I would botch my 3090 too soon. Yeah, I mean, you got to be comfortable doing certain things to get certain results and whatnot. But if you're comfortable with it, I mean, it's an easy thing to do. You just put some heat sinks on the back. I did a live stream where I actually did that. You'll see, because it's the one where I'm holding the GPU like this, and I'm about to smash it. That's the thumbnail for that live stream. It's also got a bunch of chapters and it's indexed. So it's easy to see. You don't have to like watch the whole thing. You just click on the chapters. All my videos except these live streams have chapters. I try to keep that in there. Cedric says, Tanes, you will be surprised to know how HiveOS is basically a command line OS overlay and how even more easy it is when you do everything with a proper command line. Yeah, I love command lines, dude. It's the way to go in my opinion. Mastermind Crypto says, I'm sorry, Max Voltage says, TekShinji, and you fixed it. That video is awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you liked it, guys. These professional thermal cameras and stuff are not cheap, okay? So please watch those videos. I really hope you do. Just to give you an example, right? Just how about you guys take a guess at how much this new E96 camera costs? Just take a guess, all right? Take a guess. They do cost a lot of money, but I do believe in buying professional, good tools one time, and you do get good results with it. All right, so I do actually have an unboxing and showcase video about that camera coming out soon as well. Great Baldini says, TekShinji is the king of thermal. Yeah, I like to think so. No one else really does it. Linus has a thermal camera. His is actually better than mine though. So. But his also costs like double what mine. His is like $20,000. He has a really good one. Max Voltage Mining and Crypto TekShinji. I mean the 3090 video. Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you really liked it. A lot of hard work went into it to try to get like good focus on the image, and like that actually took me a couple hours to film. Even though it's very short, I had to do a lot of testing, see what worked and what didn't work, all that good stuff. Tane says, don't let the blue genies out of electronics. That will kill them. Yeah, that will definitely kill them. We don't want to do that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's right, Taines. If you have a mining background, it'll probably be easier because we're kind of familiar with the terms and whatnot, all that good stuff. Oh yeah, congratulations to Max Voltage on that new job. That's awesome. 5K. Not even close, bro. Like, go up more than double. Not even close. Max Voltage says thermal camera price about 10K, right? Same as Gamer's Nexus? No, mine is actually better than Gamer's Nexus. Okay, he has a I think he has a E85 or something like that. I gotta double check, but mine is actually better than his. Mine is higher resolution. All right, guys. So that is basically everything in the live chat. We did go over this. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead, drop them in the live chat. I'll be on for another couple of more minutes, but other than that, that is basically the end of this live stream. I don't think we're going to be doing too much more. There will be another live stream tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel. Make sure you check that out. It is going to be on the Misfits Mining. It's going to be on Chum Change's channel. The rerun will be on my channel, so if you can't make it, just come over to my channel. It will be chaptered and segmented, all that, so it's easy to navigate. If you can't sit down and watch a 1+ hour stream, we're going to try to keep it at 1 hour, but things tend to run overboard, as you know, with all these things. Chum Change says, your hair is better than his. Yeah, so Pocket Change likes my hair a lot more than Gamer's Nexus's, so that's nice to know. She said that his hair looks like it has bugs in it. Yeah, congratulations on the job, man. I appreciate you working hard and doing your thing, man. Max Voltage. Mr. Bravo says, I am having a hard time finding those heat sinks, thermal tape, etc. Your 39 vid here in the Philippines. I would be doing the same exact thing you did on that vid. Yeah, you can use any type of heat sink basically, right? So you want to use a heat sink. So let me add a little note to that. Actually, this is one part I didn't include in the video. 1 second. So whenever you add here, let me get a little prop here so I can kind of I might not be able to go on too much longer, guys. I'm not usually talking this much. Yeah, get a heat sink over here. See, I got a couple, right? Yeah, here we go. This is a heat sink. I think it's a heat sink. All right. Okay, so put that back. Let me get my knife. Okay, so this heatsink I actually haven't opened yet, so I'm going to do a live unboxing with no top camera, which is a big no-no in my book. I think everyone that does an unboxing should have a top camera. All right, so these are the heatsinks I like to use because they have really big fins. They're double the height, triple the height as traditional things. So let me actually show you guys what I'm dealing with here. So you can actually see this is the heat sink. Looks just like that. So when you put a heat sink on something, right? Let's say this is a heat emitting device, and then after I put the heat sink on it, right? Then if I did something like this, right? If I just covered the heat sink and it had no airflow, guess what? You done messed up, bro, because that heat sink ain't gonna do jack crap, all right? Heat sinks work by increasing the surface area of something that it's attached to help dissipate the heat. Give you an example, all right? So I have a cloth here, right? Right now, let's say I dunk this in hot water, right? And I have it like this, it's steamy. It would retain heat pretty long. But if I took this cloth, in fact, if I took this cloth and I went like this, right? I just significantly increased the surface area. It'll release heat faster, and this will get closer to the ambient temperature much faster. That, in a sense, is exactly what a heatsink is. All it does is it increases the surface area. So I will show you a bigger example. This, my friends, you probably saw that live stream. That was the one I kind of got in a little bit of trouble over. That's a massive heatsink, okay? This heatsink is so big because it is a passive heatsink. There's no fan on it like this, right? This heatsink I use on here because one less, part of failure, all that. But this allows for heat dissipation with no airflow because it's really, really big, and it will passively create airflow as heat rises. Cool air will come in to replace it. So whenever you add a heatsink to the back of a GPU or whatever, if it's like in your case and it doesn't really have a lot of airflow, it's not going to be very effective. So you need to have airflow on those heat sinks in order for them to do their job properly. Remember, airflow is better than slapping on a heat sink because eventually a heat sink is going to get heat saturated. It won't be able to absorb any more heat because it's saturated with heat, okay? And then it won't be able to dissipate that heat. So it is much better to just have more airflow on the card than put a heat sink on. Now, if you do both, put airflow and a heat sink on the card, then obviously you'll have that much better of a result, as you can see in that video I made. So that is just a quick little mini lesson on heat sinks and how they work. All right, let me take a look at the live chat here. Thanks for all the info. Yep, yeah, sorry man. I know I like to go and drone on. If I ever get boring, just tell me to stop, I'll stop. Cedric says, how dare you talk so dirty like that on Steve, Burka, Aka, Jesus. Yeah, yeah, he's gamer Jesus for sure. He's tech Jesus. Love that guy. I want to be just like him, except the hair. I'd rather keep my hair this way. Let's see. Silver Zip says, cool TekShinji, thanks for all your hard work. You guys provide me with so much needed entertainment. I'm glad I am giving you guys the entertainment you deserve. Let me approve this comment real quick. Got held up. AliExpress is my dude, but shipping is kind of hard. It's effed up lately. Yeah, it is kind of difficult, so that does suck. COVID has made everything really hard. I have those waiting for like months to use them. Yeah, I mean, if chum change, if you have good airflow on that area, you really don't need it. And if you're not mining Ethereum, you really don't need it. When you mine Ethereum, it really pushes the memory really hard on the card, so you might want to cool that. Why is that heatsink not gold? There's not very many companies that will make a commercially available heatsink in that size. That heatsink is actually the perfect size for something like a chipset on a motherboard. For example, right here, here, let me switch to a view so I can see what I'm doing. For example, this chipset right here, that chipset right there, that's where the heatsink would go normally. That's what it's kind of made for. That's why they exist and they're easy to get. Okay. And if they made it in other colors, that'd be great, but I mean, manufacturing costs, it's very expensive, so that's probably why they don't do that. If it was gold, it'd be worth 1 Bitcoin at least. That rate. Yeah, I mean, so gold is what, $1,600 an ounce, and that would be at least like a couple of ounces of gold. And gold is it's not as good as you would think at heat conduction as like copper or like a really like a superconductive heat conductive metal. Sandman says, smart guy, thanks man, I really appreciate it. Tane says, you're not as boring as Steve. I'd love to be as boring as Steve because that means I actually know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Charles Foley, Silverzip wasn't paying enough attention to your video. Yeah, so yeah, you can put them on the back of the 3080 and you'll get better thermal results. It won't be as significant as like on the 3090 because the most 3080s do not have memory chips on the back of the card. But when you remove heat away from the card, it helps the overall temperature. Skeleton Host King, why don't you use mineral oil instead of using water? Well, you're gonna have to elaborate on that. You mean like a submersion, or why don't we use mineral oil as coolant? I'll tell you why we don't use mineral oil as coolant. So if you look at the the thermal inertia, the thermal conductivity of liquids, right? Water is pretty darn high. It is one of the best coolants, and it's also cheap. It's basically free, right? Unless you have my ultra pure water, okay? Not sponsored, just saying. If you use mineral oil, its thermal conductivity is very, very poor, and it's also very viscous. It's thick. So that would, one, make the flow rate go way down, increase the head pressure, and make your pumps work harder and create more restrictions, okay? On top of that, its thermal conductivity is kind of crap when it comes to like water, and it won't flow as well, and therefore it's not a very good coolant for that. Now, if you did a full submersion, you kind of have to use mineral oil because it is non-conductive, and that is how people are able to make full submerged immersion computers and mining rigs and all that good stuff. Yeah, you can get mineral oil and dunk it in there, but honestly, guys, don't do that because it is a pain. Because there's like thermal paste between the heatsink and the core and all that good stuff. And the mineral oil messes with that. All the plastics start to degrade and break down. You can't use a spinning hard drive in that. There's just a lot of issues associated with it. The only reason people generally mineral oil cool is for the cool factor and for silence. It's really good at keeping things quiet. Remember, just because you dunk the PC in mineral oil doesn't mean you just let it run. Remember what I said about thermal capacity? As soon as that mineral oil hits thermal capacity, you're done. It's going to overheat. You need to be able to evacuate that mineral oil's heat. So you might need another pump that takes it to another radiator to radiate that heat away from the oil. So you're asking because water causes corrosion. Yes, it does cause corrosion, but not the way you would think. So when you're using PC coolant, it has a lot of inhibitors and things to prevent corrosion. It's impossible to prevent corrosion 100% with the proper coolant, okay? It doesn't exist. It doesn't work like that. You need to change the coolant every now and then. Now, putting your PC in mineral oil, I mean, sure, if you really want, go right on ahead. It's a lot of fun. It's a great project, but I wouldn't do it for the long term. It's more hassle because then think about it. Eventually, you're going to want to sell your stuff or upgrade. Guess what? You got to take all that out, and it's a pain in the butt to work on. And keeping that all clean, it's really, really messy, and you get any dust on it, everything gets sticky. It's just not fun, not fun. Azin Travis says, my friend says water cooling with fittings is thermally better than using PTG. You're going to have to re-ask that because no matter what you do, you're going to be using fittings regardless if you're using PTG or ZMT or rubber or silicone. Whatever you use, you're going to be using fittings. So maybe re-ask that question. I'm not exactly sure where you're getting at. Cedric says, long story short, oil minerals for submersion and distilled water for basic water cooling. Yeah, I would go with that. I would avoid mineral oil cooling just because I tried it and it's a mess. It's really a mess. It's not really great for like long-term stuff because it also gets dirty. It picks up stuff, so you're gonna have to put like an inline filter in or something to keep it clean. Oh, that's a very good point. So that's something I do want to touch on in my other video, but I'll do it here. Mastermind Crypto says, plenty of people run their car's radiator with original coolant for 10 plus years while not advertised to ignore the maintenance and the chemical makeup of the coolant prevents corrosion to a high degree. Yes. So your car's automotive coolant is ethylene glycol based, okay? Let me rephrase. Ethylene glycol based. So it's basically like sugar water. That's why like animals like to drink it, kids like to drink it. They actually put a bittering agent in it so it doesn't taste good, all right? But if you got old school coolant, it actually tastes sweet, all right? And it's actually poisonous. It's not good for you. Anyways, coolant is like antifreeze in a car. It's, as the name says, it can go to a very low temperature, very high temperature. They put a lot of stuff in it that prevents corrosion because almost every car's radiator is made out of aluminum. And most cars, well, maybe not anymore, but most cars' engine blocks are made out of steel, metal, right? Not aluminum. Nowadays, a lot of engine blocks are made out of aluminum, and they have steel sleeves in the cylinders, okay? Because you cannot have an aluminum cylinder head. You can, but the bore for the piston needs to be something much more durable than aluminum. Aluminum is relatively soft. You can actually carve aluminum with a sharp knife if you had the right kind. But the automotive coolant, so a couple of things that makes it different from PC cooling. Automotive coolant is dealing with much higher ratio of temperature, all right? The water jacket around the cylinder head, it's hundreds of degrees hotter than what a PC will ever get to, okay? And the radiating surface where the radiators, that is being exposed to our environment, which is what? On a hot day, it's what, 110 degrees versus a couple of 100 degrees. That's many ratios and factors different. On top of that, the coolant itself is it's very different. You can use automotive radiator coolant in your computer, but I don't recommend it because automotive coolant doesn't really have as much thermal capacity or the ability to do thermal absorption as well, because the ethylene glycol base is a much higher concentration than in PC water cooling. The reason why a lot of people just use distilled water, it has very good thermal conductivity, and if you just go straight water, it works great, okay? Just, you gotta watch it, you gotta change it often because, you know, corrosion, all that bad stuff. It picks up minerals, becomes conductive. John Garman says DI, so deionized, that's what DI stands for. Deionized water with over 12 mega ohms is conductive and is used in lasers with YAG lamps submerged in water. Yeah, so YAG is the lamp pump technology. There's LED pumped lasers and all that. What he's talking about is they are submerged in that coolant, and that cools off the laser head where the emission is. So laser is light emission by stimulation of radiation or something like that. Lasers make a lot of heat, but they also produce a very nice light that's very powerful for applications. So deionized water is used in that instance, yes. Yeah, Mastermind Crypto says PC water cooling coolant has unique additives as well, specific for the metals used. Yes, that is correct. So with cars, you're usually aluminum and steel and sometimes brass. In computers, generally the loop is all a similar metal, like all brass and all copper or nickel. You generally don't want to use aluminums or anything like that because then that creates a differential and that creates a battery, which creates more corrosion. Tane says mineral oil eats away at plastics and eventually everything plastic will break down and degrade. Yes, that is part of the reason why I don't like mineral oil. After a while, like your shroud on your GPU will just, you can poke it and it'll just disintegrate. That's the thing with plastics. When they're exposed to hydrocarbons, like oils and whatever, they just break down and degrade, okay? They just become brittle, all right? Their chains, their poly chains just break down. That's what it does. It just goes back to its natural state when you expose it to hydrocarbons and oils and stuff like that. It's really not great. Skeleton Law, Host King, do you offer on-site cooling services, or if I ship my rig to you, will you set up cooling and ship it back? How much will you charge? Oh, funny you asked that. So I actually do offer on-site services. Generally, they are reserved for more distinguished clients, shall we say. I just got back from a job in Chicago where I set up 2 mining rigs for this individual, and I told them straight up, you know, it's probably not a good idea. Well, guess what? They lucked out, and it turned out to be a good idea because they actually, crypto price went up by double since then, and they're making plenty of money, so they're happy. They're like doctors and lawyers and such. I do offer services like that. Contact me in Discord, we could talk about it. Generally, I don't do that with most people because one, security, scams, and all that. I only do it with people I generally I know pretty well. I do free consultations up to a limit, usually an hour free consultation. See what you're looking for, see what's realistic. Most of the time, honestly though, most people don't get involved with that because it's very cost prohibitive. So it's probably better that you just do it yourself. Either ask us questions and watch videos on YouTube. Jay's 2 cents, I've met him, he's a great guy. He also does a lot of water cooling. He has a lot of tutorials like that as well on YouTube. Mr. Bravo says, I feel like I'm on a science class and I love it. Yeah, sorry if I'm being a little professor preachy. Like, I'm trying to avoid that. I wanna be down to earth where I could like talk to you guys with the words that everyone would understand. Okay. Lasers. I just want some freaking sharks with laser beams on their head. Okay, yeah, that's from Austin Powers for those of you that don't know. Light amplification, stimulation, emission, radiation. I'm not exactly sure. It's something like that what laser stands for. The F gentleman, I'm new. Do you know where will be my best chance of getting a 3060 Ti or 3060 at MSRP? I am glad you asked, man. I actually have a channel. I actually have a video on my channel where you can go watch and learn all the secrets I use to get cards such as 3060 Ti's, 3070s, 3090s, 3060s, and 5700 XTs. Check out my channel, get subscribed, and make sure you check out that video because that will show you the secrets I use to get these cards. I'm not going to tell you here though. You're going to have to go watch the video. Wait till he tries to explain pH. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want people to get bored and leave. So I'm just this is just the open chill part of the session anyway. Max Voltage, TekShinji, Jay's 2 cents just did a basic water cooling video within the last week. Oh, did he now? That makes sense because you know you got to update your videos every now and then. YouTube will push newer content before it pushes better content. So that's good he did that. Great guy, by the way, Jay's 2 cents. He's awesome. How he acts on camera is exactly how he acts in life. He's great. Great guy. I actually met him at DreamHack in Anaheim, California, right before the hammer came down in February of 2020. We met him, or at least I met him there. I didn't have a YouTube channel at the time. I was a photographer and I was working security for the convention. Let's see. Mr. Asentever says, Cedric, my friend says brass copper absorbs the heat and the fans in the computer keep it cooled. Yeah, but again, if you don't have airflow, okay, for example, like the thermal conductivity of plastic is pretty poor, right? But metal's pretty high. So if all your fittings are brass or if you have metal fittings, in fact, actually, hold on. This argument doesn't even make any sense. So you're going to have brass or copper or nickel fittings in the computer, even if you use PGT or plastic or hardline tubing. So I'm not exactly sure where you're getting at. It doesn't really make much sense to me. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Pocket Change says, we aren't bored. You have about 30 people the entire time watching, entire time learning science here. Yeah, I guess it's been pretty consistent. That's cool. I'm glad you guys are here. I really do appreciate it, guys, because, you know, I'm here for you guys, right? I'm here for you guys and your wallets because I want you to buy my stuff and give me... No, I'm just joking, guys. I'm not here for the money. Like I said before, all this equipment, you know, in my studio and everything, we're talking like $30,000 of stuff. Make it 40 with that thermal camera. So I'm obviously not here for the money, guys. That's definitely not what I mean. I'm here because I love the community, and I know I had a lot of help when I was doing this when I was younger. I'm not as young as I look, guys. When I was in my teens, when I was in my early 20s doing all this, I had a lot of help from the community, and back then we only had the forums online, and every time I asked a question, it took you know, anything between a minute to the next day to find out why my computer wasn't starting, whatever. So I want to give back to the community, and you know, just like I love helping people. It's kind of my passion. That's what I love doing. That's why you can't see, but above here I have all my convention badges, and it's along this entire wall here of all the conventions I go to and volunteer at. Let's see. It's actually pH. Yeah, it is pH. That is a thing we can talk about, but we're not going to get into that, at least not in this video. So that's a whole nother subject, my friend. Even if your friend is right, the difference we're talking about is fractions of a degree, not enough to even ever notice. So yeah, I'm not saying your friend is wrong. I probably am misunderstanding what you're trying to ask, but rather what I can tell you is whenever you're building a water-cooled system, so here's the thing, guys. The ratio, listen very carefully, okay? This is the golden information that nobody ever talks about. The ratio of the ambient temperature is what makes your water cooling system better. Okay, let me repeat that. The ratio of your water temperature to the ambient air is what makes the cooling system better. Okay, let me explain. This system right here, let's say I had a freaking, you know, 3090, I have a 5950X, all right? I got like 1000 watts of heat pumping out of this thing. Now, 1000 watts of heat needs to be dissipated correctly, otherwise components will reheat. So if I have, actually, you know what? Stand by. I got props. I got examples. I actually have an entire box full, I'm not going to put on the table, an entire box full of water cooling products. So let me get my prop here. So this, my friends, is a 560 millimeter radiator. You are asking, why do I have this? Well, I had plans for it, but that fell through because I couldn't get GPUs. So I'm just going to open this up and show you guys what one of the biggest PC water cooling radiators look like. All right. So this is a PC water cooling radiator, and you can see right through it. And if you kind of look carefully, you notice, you see like a brown rust color? Well, my friend, that's because this radiator is not a normal radiator. This radiator is special. So this radiator is 100% copper, except the steel frame, of course. This is 100% copper. A lot of radiators have copper internals, but the fins are aluminum, okay? Copper has better thermal conductivity than aluminum. So this can dissipate theoretically up to like, I don't know what it was, like 700 watts of heat, right? So this big surface area allows you to remove more heat with less noise or whatever. Now, the more heat you remove from the loop in the water, the better the cooling. Again, that ratio between the ambient water temperature and the air temperature, okay? So the better that ratio is, the better your cooling. For example, if my water is at 30 degrees Celsius, but it's ambient of like 24 degrees Celsius, the closer I get to that 24 number, the better cooling I have. Now, with more heat, you need more radiator space, all right? With more radiator space, you get diminishing returns, because it's not like if I have one of these, it's at 30 degrees, and you have another one of these, it's at 28 degrees. No. That is a big, big misunderstanding. Temperature, Celsius, all that is a arbitrary made-up scale that is not linear. It is literally made up. It is fake, okay? It is made up an arbitrary scale for us regular people to understand temperature. 30 degrees Celsius and 60 degrees Celsius is not double, okay? The only way to figure that out is Kelvin. So if you convert those temperatures into Kelvin, then you will see the actual difference, which is several factors of times of difference. There's not double the energy. It's several factors more energy in 60 degrees Celsius versus 30. Now, with all that said, if I lowered my water temperature by 2 degrees, that is a significant amount of temperature reduction on your water cooling system, all right? So I just wanted to explain that part, and that is what makes water cooling work. It is that ratio. You wanna, like, if your water temperature is at ambient temperature, your ambient of the room, you are golden. That is amazing. That is basically impossible. You would need like 10 of these for that to happen. Because what that means is you are correctly dissipating all of that heat. And all that heat is taken out of the loop, and you're basically putting in fresh water, room temperature water, into your components, which, you know, that's great. That's really nice on the temperature. That's really nice on the thermals. So remember that, guys. 30 degrees Celsius and 60 degrees Celsius is not double the energy. It's magnitudes, multiples of the energy, okay? That's why when you think about PC water cooling, you get diminishing returns the bigger you go. Because it's not 2 radiators gets you double the cooling. No, it doesn't work like that. Because you have more than double the energy, okay? Yeah, so sorry about that rant. That was a little bit long. Let's see. Looking at the live chat here. Max Voltage says, this is TekShinji's version of back when I was a kid. yeah, sorry. I do realize people here are much older than me, so I do respect that. I should have taken that into consideration when I was saying that. Host King is still talking about that fitting stuff. I thought I just explained it. Did I not? Let's see. Litmus test. Oh, are we talking about pH? I'm not going to talk about pH, bro. I don't want to do that. That's a lot of stuff. But even in nuclear reactor, pH is important. Yeah, it is. Tane says, also the coolest that you can ever get in the water-cooled system is ambient temperature. Yep, that is right. The water cannot go below ambient temperature, okay? That's called sub-ambient cooling, which EK does make a product for. It is very expensive, but it's also very cool. That uses something called a tech cooler or a Peltier cooling effect. It's really awesome. I'm not going to get into that on this video. We'll talk about another video if you guys so desire. It's really nerdy and it's really niche, but it's awesome. 56 is asking, what does that radiator even fit in? There's that company that's kind of out of business. Jay's 2 Cents really loves them. Something case, SM8, SCM8 or something. I forget what it is. They make huge cases. This basically does not fit in any case. That was going to go on the front of a Veta frame. It's the exact width of the Veta frame. It's just going to be on the front, 2 radiators on the front. But I've decided to go a different route, and I'm probably gonna sell them, to be honest, because I'm not gonna use them. It's too late to return them. Tane says, roll on floor laughing. I have the 3060 millimeter version of that rat. Yes, it's like half the size. That would actually fit. Yeah, the PC case would take that thing. Is huge. Yeah, it would be very, very big, very big. Let's see. CC/ dang my boy TekShinji is such a smart dude. You know, all stuff I picked up over the years because I'm a nerd and I care about things no one else cares about. Nebraska Bark Backkit. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Says, GPU cooling king. Not everyone go with water cooling. Kindly guide how to dissipate heat in normal conditions. Is air condition bad for GPU? Air condition bad for, you mean air conditioning or air condition? Because conditioning the air can mean many things. Air conditioning is not bad, but it's not very economically effective. So you might want to, I mean, if you got free electric, then by all means, go right on ahead. Get 10,000 BTUs of ACs going, man, no problem. But generally, the AC takes almost as much power as the rig itself, in watts of heat dissipation, and you create even more heat, so it's probably not a good idea. Let's see. 56 says that rad would fit on my Honda. Yeah, it probably. Actually, yeah, your Honda. So here's the thing: the Honda. If it's a Honda Civic, at least, if you ever look at a Honda Civic Raider, I used to be a mechanic back in the day. If you ever look at a Honda Civic Raider, they look really funny. A radiator is like usually this like rectangular shape. A Honda Civic Raider is actually like half of that, because half of it is for the AC system and half of it is for the car. It's really interesting if you look at your radiator on most Honda Civic cars. They're really small. It just shows how efficient that Honda engine is. Even though I won't get into it, ICE engines, internal combustion engines, are really inefficient versus the amount of energy they consume. Let's see. Max Voltage says found one. The Inco something case. Yeah, that thing is huge. Mr. Abrams Production says the brand you are looking for is Case Labs. Yes, that's right, Case Labs. They are out of business, which is really unfortunate because they made monstrous, huge cases. Jay's 2 cents, his Skunk Works, I think it's called, his flagship computers in that. They were indeed impressive, enthusiast cases. Manufacturer, they will be missed. Yeah, it is. You know, it's kind of like the DeLorean. You know, it was just before its time, and you know, when the movie came out, the DeLorean was already dead. That company already went out of business. It's really sad. Now, with all that said, the DeLorean was kind of a horrible car with all the engineering behind it, but I love Back to the Future, and it's one of my favorite cars. Hey guys, so I'm out of water. You know what that means? That means I gotta end this stream soon because I only get to consume 1 bottle of water. I'm just joking. I'll stay here if you guys have more questions, but we're gonna start wrapping this up if there's nothing else to go up, because I want to play some poker. Those of you that are VIPs, come join us in the poker room. Let's see. So Chum Change says, TekShinji, why have you not built a mining electric car? Oh, Chum Change. Chum Change. That has already been done. So there is a guy that took his Tesla and basically took an inverter, plugged it into a mining rig, put it in the trunk, and took it to a supercharging station. Because if you were early adopter, supercharging was free. So you got to charge your car for free. So he put a mining rig in the back of his trunk of his Tesla, and he was mining that way. It was great. He was mining with free energy. I don't know how he got internet to it, but it was great. That has actually already been done. And I actually do drive an electric vehicle. And I say what you want, guys. I love electric cars. I drove a Tesla before. Man, I don't care what you say. A Tesla's off-the-line acceleration is never gonna beat almost any internal combustion engine out there, like except for like a Ferrari or a Porsche or something. That off-the-line ludicrous mode acceleration is just insane. It is awesome. I love those things. Let's see here, what we got going on here. Actually, another one is Fantex. Yeah, Fantex makes big cases. They make a lot of good cases, actually. I never really paid attention to them, but I actually had a Fantex case recently for a client, and it was a really good build. Tane says gas engine is still more environmentally friendly than those electric vehicles that do nothing but harm the environment. Well, Tanes, guess what? You are actually correct. So at this time, gasoline engines are technically more friendly in the sense that we've already done all the damage and made all the infrastructure for the gas stations, the oil infrastructure, and all that. So if we were to consider all things equal, a gallon of gasoline has X amount of BTUs. Those BTUs is mostly lost in light and heat out the exhaust pipe. So less than 10% of the potential energy of gasoline is actually used to push the vehicle forward. By the time you go through the transmission, you go through all the gear ratios, you go through the differential, you go through the CV axle, you go through all that. By the time you get to the wheels moving the car, you lose about, you're only using about 10% of the potential energy of gasoline. With an electric car, the efficiency ratio is much higher. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's significantly higher. It's like magnitudes higher. the electrical kilowatt is used as a unit of measurement of work. So watt, usually back in the day, it was like a horse pulling 1 pound and so much feet or whatever. The watts of electricity is actually a unit of work as well. So if you were to convert the kilowatts produced by a car and the kilowatts in a battery versus the kilowatts used to move the car, an electric car is magnitudes more efficient in the motion. But yes, Taines is correct that the infrastructure is just not there and the batteries are not environmentally friendly. Lithium is very dangerous. I've actually had, I actually purchased lithium metal, they're like foils. If lithium is exposed to oxygen and moisture, it'll start to heat up. That's why lithium fires happen. It's when that protective casing around lithium gets punctured and it's exposed to oxygen, it'll start to heat up. Oxygen and moisture, it'll start to heat up, and that's how lithium gets hot. That's how fires start. Let's see here, what else we got going on? It will be better for the 3090 mem temp if water cooled or just for the GPU temp. Water cooling a card will almost always lower the memory temperature because you're removing overall more heat away from the card more efficiently, okay? So that will definitely help the memory temps. In fact, Linus's video talked about water cooling only the front side of a 3090 versus back side as well. Go check that video out, it's pretty cool. Chum Change says, oh snap, I'll invest. yeah, I mean, sure, you can if you like. Mastermind Crypto says, Shinji drives a Taycan Turbo SI. No, I can't afford that. That's like $100,000+ Porsche car. I can't do that. Oh, hey, CC/CC, thank you so much for the donation. He just donated 10 Canadian rupees. Thanks for sharing your tech knowledge. And he spelled tech correctly. That is awesome. Thank you so much. And he put a B in there because he knows how much I don't like B's. Thank you so much for the donation. I really do appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. And thank you for all your hard work in RPM's Discord. All the modding you do there. You do a lot of work, and I don't know how you do it. I could barely handle our own Discord. I'm usually on in the morning shift, and then I'm gone for the evening. So thank you for all your hard work in keeping that Discord safe. Appreciate it, man. Great Baldini, it's all right, man. We're glad you're here. I might join you for poker a little bit later. 56, and all the cell phone fires. Yeah, I mean, so if you, let's see. No, I'm not going to talk about that because that's dangerous. But basically, there is a way to take a lithium battery and make it instantly catch on fire. Almost any lithium battery, just, it's very easy to do, I'll tell you that. You'd be surprised. Well, if you take a cell phone battery and you catch it on fire, you'll be surprised how easy it is. Abram says, Taines, also lithium batteries have very dirty links with children, slavery in Africa, especially the Republic of Congo, where most of the cobalt production mainly comes from. Yeah, that is true. Also, a lot of cobalt comes from Russia. And if you guys are wondering why cobalt, that metal, is used in lithium batteries. So if you guys know anything about dynamite, right? TNT, that's nitroglycerin, okay? Nitroglycerin is very unstable. If you smack it too hard, it'll go off. So the way they stabilized nitroglycerin was to absorb it into clay and those type of materials, which made it so it turned into TNT. It made dynamite. It made it very stable. You could shoot it with a gun and it wouldn't go off, all right? So think of lithium as the same thing. Lithium is very reactive to its environment, very reactive to oxygen and all that good stuff, and it tends to get hot, it tends to have like runaway effects. Cobalt is used to actually stabilize lithium. It's to make lithium a little bit more stable, a little bit easier to work with. Also, my memory's not, and I don't have Google in front of me, so my memory's not really following me here, but I believe it also makes it a little bit more durable, if I remember correctly. But cobalt is a major factor. It's a major material in lithium batteries. You cannot have modern day lithium ion, lithium polymer, lithium iron batteries without cobalt. It just can't happen. We have not found a replacement mineral or element yet. All right, so I think I've nerded it out enough for tonight, and I think it's time for poker if you guys want. So I am going to end the stream pretty soon here. If you guys have any last questions, real quick, thank you for everyone that donated a super chat. 56, Chump Change, slash CC. Am I missing anybody? I think that was everyone that donated a super chat. Yep, Chum Change did a sticker. 56 did ramen noodle bowl emojis and $5. I really do appreciate it, man. I really do, especially with all the other videos you could be watching. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me here tonight on this stream. On the next stream, I will have things set up better, have more camera angles so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me know down in the comments below, or let me know directly in Discord if you want what kind of streams you would like to see. I like to do in-depth analysis streams. Obviously, I couldn't with all my setup at this time. Again, thank you to everyone that joined the stream. Even if you were here for just a minute, it does mean a lot to me that you come by and watch these streams. If you want to help out, I do have affiliate links down in the description of this video. Just click on those before you go shop on Amazon. It costs you nothing, and it gives me a small percentage, which helps support this channel and pay for all the equipment and all the tools. Also, I am part of a Discord called ETH Mining. Come join us there. I am one of the founders. It's me, Teaspoon Miner, and Chump Change. We're all the founders of the Discord, and we are a great community. We are just the misfits. If you can't make it in RPM's Discord, there's too many people, the chat goes too fast. Hey, come check out our Discord. We got a lot of friendly people there and a lot of awesome, knowledgeable people in that community. Also, we got a lot of great things planned in the future, a lot of awesome content coming. So make sure you get subscribed to all of our channels, including mine. I am TekShinji, and we will see you in the next, we got anything else in chat real quick? Let me just read this. No, looks like we got everything. All right. So yeah, thank you for everyone that joined, and we'll see you in the next videos, guys. Thank you so much, and have a great night. Stay safe. We'll see you in the next one.